talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. If she be down the ride, oh, I'll bet that.
JH, we over here in the Hard Rock. We're about to meet up, go get us a little lunch, catch a little ride. We've never been here before. And oh, this is Hard Rock, Miami. Hello.
Well, hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm here at Hard Rock Cafe.
Cafe. Are we gonna catch some lunch?
Hi, JH. Yes, we're gonna have some lunch.
All right, so let's make this happen. We'll chat for a little bit, and then you're supposed to be taking me on a ride. You're gonna be my Uber driver for the day?
Let's go.
All right,
Let's do
Hard
it.
Rock, Miami, baby. What's up?
Nothing. What's up?
Let's talk about the post office.
Okay.
This is what you call ride and drive and chat. All right. So the individual says, hey, I left a comment up there. One guy said, hey, all you gotta do is work hard, give 100%, be, 30 years or whatever it was. And, and I'm post a comment so you can see what it says. And then this guy, he chimes in, and this is what the channel's for. He chimes in and says, well, you need more than that because that worked in the 50s and 60s. But nowadays, things are different. And they need a more benefit, no more benefits. It needs to be more attractive. Someone else chimed in and stated, what we do need something better because there's no time for yourself when you work at the post office. You got to have time for your personal life. And so in turn, I says, well, you know what? It's a delivery company. We deliver products, right? Mm-hmm. So we got UPS. They do what?
Deliver.
Okay. We got FedEx. What do they do?
Deliver.
Okay. We got DHL. We got Amazon. Look, right in front of us. Amazon. It's a Sunday. What are they doing? Delivering. So all delivery companies do what?
Deliver.
Okay. So then I asked, well, what hours do you think are typical? What should be the response? No one has responded yet, so I figured I'd make a video about it. So you work at the post office.
I do.
What do you think? What's your opinion about all of this?
Commitment, maturity. If someone's looking for a passerby job, something just to do to get a paycheck, then definitely the post office is not for them.
Well, why is that?
Because it takes long-term commitment. It takes maturity. It takes you being able to put your personal life aside temporarily in order to cultivate something for your future life, for your long-term goals.
Long-term goals, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the Miami Stadium? Miami Heat? Okay.
Yes, it is. I'm giving you a view of downtown.
What is this, the FTX Arena? Nice. Nice. Okay, this is beautiful. So, you're saying that they have to sacrifice, but how long is the sacrifice though?
It's not permanent. It's a short-term sacrifice and able to get to your long-term goals. If they sacrifice for a couple of years, then they'll be comfortable long-term. I mean, we sacrificed almost 3 years for COVID. We've been sacrificing, haven't we? We haven't come out of our houses for how long? Because of COVID. We've been wearing a mask for how many years because of COVID? Mm-hmm. That was a sacrifice. They were able to do it. They got through it, right?
This is true.
Right. So think about sacrificing 2-3 years for a future where you're comfortable. You have a retirement plan put in place. You have money in your bank account.
Okay.
You have a roof over your head, food on your table. You don't have to go to somebody every other day looking for a loan, So it takes maturity and commitment. If they don't have that, then I'm sorry to say, but the post office will not be the place for them.
So you believe maturity is one of the key factors?
Maturity. Even at the age of 18, you can be matured.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate. So I'm gonna play the Gen Zer, or whatever they call them. I don't even know what generation I'm in. That's something that this new generation made up. All right, so I don't have time for myself, but I want to work at the post office. I want the money, but I want a schedule. What do you tell me?
You want the money, you want a schedule, you don't have time for yourself?
Yeah, I ain't got no time for myself, and I'm sick of, coming in and they calling me every day, but I need the money, but these people are driving me crazy. What would you tell me? I'm a Gen Zer.
I'll tell you, find another job.
Okay, so I can find another job that's going to pay me more than this, and I'll be happier.
As a Gen Zer?
Yeah.
What? Okay, so basic questions. What experience do you have? What's your education level? What's your background in that particular job that you're trying to go find and make all this money at?
Well, I'm going to be the Gen Zer right now. Again, I'm going to pivot because I can't answer your question because I really don't have an answer to that. But I like I said, I can find another job. I'm sure that,
At Walmart, at Publix.
But what's wrong with Walmart?
At a gas station.
Okay, well, I mean...
Nothing's wrong with them, but I guess the type of flexibility you're looking for, again, as I mentioned at the beginning, those are the passerby jobs. Those are jobs you get temporarily for a paycheck to fulfill that need in the moment, to get a little bit of food and clothes. Nothing long term. So yeah, you can do one of those jobs, not as a career, but as a temporary fix.
Oh. So, would you recommend a Gen Zer to come get a job like this at the post office?
Yes, because it's possible. It is possible. They just have to be willing to put in the work and make a little bit of sacrifice. Short term.
Short term.
Short term.
Well, 2 years is a long time.
At least 2 to 3 years.
That's a long time.
It really isn't, because it goes by really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And things can change within those 2-3 years. Because myself, for example, I thought I had to put in at least 2 or 3 years in order to get a career position.
Mm-hmm.
And within 90 days, I was put in place for a career position.
Well, that's good for you.
Because I was fortunate.
I mean, that doesn't happen with everybody.
It won't. But if you commit your mind to saying, okay, well, I'm going to give this 2 to 3 years. I'm going to invest 2 to 3 years into something that will become beneficial to me over the next 20, 30 years, then it doesn't seem so bad after all. It really doesn't.
It took me almost 4 years to become career. A lot of people don't know that. It took me almost 4 years to turn career at the post office, and there were plenty of times that I was, I was hurting, I was broke. I make mention of having to borrow money through the loan program that I always mention. But I mean, I think I've maybe my work ethic is a little bit different. But I it's not to knock any of the younger generations. So,
but that's a sacrifice we're talking about. That's a sacrifice.
Yeah, and actually,
sacrifice having steak or eating out for a year or two, and having some ramen noodles, some peanut butter and bread jelly sandwiches, probably in water. To commit to a career that, like I said, it's long term, it's new for you. That's one of the few places that you can work without having any major degree or having to come in with experience. I mean, come on, how much more simple can it be? You don't need experience. You don't need an educational background besides maybe a high school diploma.
I don't even think that's necessary now.
Right. So how much simpler can it get? Really? Perfect example.
Okay.
These Gen Zs, right?
These Gen Zs.
Right. These Gen Zs.
I don't even know what generation that is, but go ahead.
Most of them coming out of high school, what's the first thing they speak about? Money, or trying to get on their own.
An apartment, I think?
An apartment, or because they want to run around with their friends. What else?
Are you trying to kidnap me, lady? Where are we going?
I'm trying to show you the view.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I was going up and down the street trying to give you the view. Now we're going to hit the beach. I wanted something good for your
audience.
video.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. This is supposed to be sunny Florida. I don't understand what's
I'm
up.
trying to find the sun.
Okay.
Trying to find the sun. That's what I'm really trying to do.
I
Trying to track the sun down.
All right.
Get it back. That's what this video
I'm in
is
my
supposed
Florida
to be
clothes
for,
right now. This is nice.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, let's get back to the topic.
A car.
A car.
A
You're
car.
right.
And what do they do when they trying to purchase this car? Because coming out of high school, they all want to get a vehicle, and a typical child isn't going to have mommy and daddy pay for it for them. So what do? They ask Grams and auntie and uncle and everybody to chip in, and they save every dime that they earn or get.
Mm-hmm.
And they sacrifice going to the movies, they sacrifice ordering pizza, they sacrifice, hanging out, doing a lot of things that they want to do until they earn enough money to be able to get that little hoopty,
Right.
to ride around in with their friends, right?
This is true.
Maybe it's a shorter sacrifice, but again,
Still, nonetheless.
it's building up, right, nonetheless, to that end goal. Yes?
This is true. I like your thought process.
Exactly. So think about it as a bigger, nicer vehicle. You gotta sacrifice, save long term for a longer period of time in order to get to that goal.
Stay tuned for the next part